Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. So I had a completely different video planned for today, but current events have kind of inspired a new topic, a new subject to discuss today, and it is something that is geared towards like the mental health aspect more than the eating disorder and diet and nutrition aspect of kind of what my videos are normally about. So please bear with me because I didn't do any planning. I decided to switch topics this morning. So please bear with me if I am a little scatterbrained and kind of all over the place. I'm going to try my best to keep things organized and straightforward. Basically, what has happened is earlier this week, designer Kate Spade was found dead in her New York home, apparent suicide. She was 55 years old. She was found by the housemaid. She had hung herself and she had left behind a note. It was addressed to her daughter, stating basically that this was all on Kate and it had nothing to do with her daughter. She shouldn't blame herself, all those things. Her daughter is 13 years old, very impressionable age, and very hard time to lose your mother, especially losing your mother to suicide. Why I want to talk about Kate specifically, I mean, we've had a lot of suicides this year, and it's only June. We're halfway through the year, and there have been a lot of suicides, not just within the past 6 months, but over the past few years. Some very big names have died due to suicide, and I want to talk about Kate Spade specifically because one, she is a fashion designer. She was a purse designer originally, and that branched out into clothing, and she no longer owns or she no longer owned her company that she started with her husband in the 90s. She sold the name, but it's still her. She wasn't like completely hands-on, but I mean, Kate Spade was an influencer. She inspired so many people, and she is was one of my all-time favorite designers. And I mention that because I have a background in fashion and design and art. So I do have a list of favorite fashion designers, and she was near the top of it. She inspired me, and to lose someone so influential, not just in the fashion world, but in my life as well, and at such a young age, 55 is not old at all. Another reason why she is so relevant to me, at least, is she struggled with bipolar disorder, which I too struggle with. And the thing about bipolar disorder is, if you do not treat it, if you do not address it, and you do not come to terms with it, honestly, suicide is more than likely where you're going to end up. And the thing about Kate Spade was she had bipolar disorder, and from what it sounds like, she was not treating it. She was not seeking help. In fact, her family, from reports, have tried over the years to try and get her help, try to encourage her to seek help, to get treatment, go to, high up professionals. I mean, she was well off. She could afford the best therapists, doctors across the board, but she didn't. And the reason why is, if you know anything about Kate Spade, like the company itself, the kind of the brand of it is this light, happy quirkiness, girly, fun, happy brand. And she was afraid that if she came out as bipolar, if she publicly sought help, because if she had gone to rehab or recovery or anything like that, the world would have known, and she was afraid it was going to damage her company, the brand that she had worked so hard to create, this happy-go-lucky, flirty, girly, quirky brand. She was afraid that it was going to bring it down, basically put this black cloud over her company, and it was going to go downhill. And she was afraid of what people were going to think. I mean, essentially, that's what she was afraid of. She was afraid of the public's judgment. On top of not seeking help, she was self-medicating with alcohol, so that's going to stem into an alcohol issue. She obviously, her family has tried to get her help. She's refusing it. There's a strain there. And when there's a strain on your family, they are your main support system. And if you feel torn apart from your family, it's very hard to get well. Reports have also said that she was having some issues with her husband. Again, I mean, your spouse is your, or should be your number one, cheerleader. They should be the one who has your back no matter what. And if you are feeling strained or there is some kind of issue between the two of you, you're going to feel like you can't turn to them, you can't trust them, that they don't have your best interest. So you're going to turn inward, and it sounds like she was focused on herself, but not in the sense of getting better. I want to address mainly two aspects of this. The first being the fact that she really cared what the judgment of the public was going to be if she had sought help. And I want to speak to everyone who deals with mental health, especially bipolar disorder, especially depression, especially those types of mood disorders. It's hard. It's really hard, and I completely understand. It is scary and it's hard to admit, especially bipolar disorder, admit that you have this problem. Eventually, you need to ignore the fact that people are going to judge you no matter what, whether you seek help or you don't seek help. Because if you don't seek help, there's a chance you're going to die from this. It's going to consume you, and guess what? People are going to judge you for that. People are going to judge you on the clothes you wear, the way you look, the way you talk, the way you walk. People are going to find something to judge you about, and eventually you need to come to a point where you can just push that aside and say, my life and my health are more important than what they think of me. I want to live, and it's my life, not their life. They can judge me all they want, but I care. I care about me, and I care about the people who are closest to me. This is the result of not taking your life and your health seriously. Take that first step, push aside all the judgment, push aside your own judgment of what you think other people are going to judge you for. Put judgment aside and put your mental health and your life first, and seek the help that you need. Second thing I want to talk about is suicide in and of itself. Suicide is serious. You know that. Everyone knows that. But it needs to be repeated over and over and over again. People kill themselves every few seconds of every day. Somewhere in the world, someone is attempting suicide. And that is a really, really sad and scary but true fact of life. I have lost friends to it. I have attempted it myself, and in those moments, it feels like this is the only option, but it's not. There is going to be at least one person in your life worth staying alive for. A lot of people say that suicide is the most selfish thing that you can do, and I will admit I from time to time in the past have said that, and maybe part of me feels that way, but it's not selfish and it's not selfless. Suicide just is. It is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. There is no problem in life that cannot be fixed. There is no hardship that cannot be overcome. And suicide says, I'm done trying. I'm done trying to find a solution. I'm done trying to succeed. Period. Done. So I'm sorry that this is a downer of a video. I'm sorry if I was just all over the place. I feel like I was just all over the place. This specific suicide spoke to me personally just because she was someone that I looked up to. She really built something. She was something that people could aspire to be like. And that's the thing. The main thing is, on the surface, she had it all. She had it together. She built something out of nothing. And you never know what's going on with someone on the inside. People are going to judge, but the biggest judge in our life, the biggest critic, is the one inside ourselves. And how would you judge a person who knows they have a problem but refuses to seek help? If you're that person not seeking help, turn inward and think to yourself, you would be better off seeking help, because at least people are going to see you as brave, as facing your issues, facing your fears, and doing some good for yourself. So, bottom line, if you at any moment feel just helpless, hopeless, afraid, turn to someone and ask for help, whether that's a doctor and they can refer you to therapists, professionals in that field. If you know a therapist, turn to the therapist. If your parents, your grandparents, your aunt, your uncle, your best friend, your sister, your brother, that one person who has your back, turn to them, lean on them, ask for help, ask for support, because it doesn't hurt to ask. And more chances than not, they are going to help you. They want to help you. They probably see you hurting and they don't know how to help you. And all they're waiting for is for you to ask for help. And then they can ask, well, what do you need? And I can help you. So again, I'm sorry if I was a little flustered on this topic. Again, did not plan to talk about this, but I thought it was important. Anyway, thank you for clicking on the video. My videos are not normally like this, but if you want to subscribe and see my normal videos, then please subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye!